Hi, I'm Susanna Stanton. I'm doing a series of quick shorts about the emotionally intelligent leader. Emotional intelligence always starts with the continuous development of self-awareness, and then moving on to supporting awareness of others and all the skills it takes to empathise, motivate, communicate, resolve and galvanise a united team towards excellent performance. The workplace is so often full of drama. Sometimes it can be a low-level, healthy drama, but sometimes it can be a stressful, toxic sort of drama affecting our well-being, our performance and our productivity. So today I'm going to talk about maybe situations of drama where you suddenly find you're in the middle of drama and you don't understand how you got there. Or maybe situations where you feel like your professional boundaries have been not respected. Most of all, I'm going to be talking about the situation of triangulation. As it sounds, triangulation is a triangle of people. Not to be confused with a triad, which I'll talk about later. A triad can actually be a very healthy, very useful thing. But a triangulation is when drama is either created by a third person being brought into a situation or into a conversation or an interaction or an issue where there's already some sensitivity between person A and person B. Let me give you a couple of examples. We'll be using example 1 mostly here. So the first example, in a monthly reporting meeting, you're giving your report, your update to your manager and the rest of the senior management team. And your co-worker, who's had some issues with some of your decisions, consistently interrupts your report with aggressive criticism, stating for the record that they have disagreed with a lot of your decisions. Your boss naturally asks to see you both alone for a meeting. Your co-worker here has triangulated the issues. They have at the same time escalated them, but they've triangulated you with your boss and the rest of the senior management team. Let's look at example number 2. You're the director of IT and digital systems. For a long time now, you've been pushing for a new system, and you've researched several quotes from several different companies that seem to meet the needs of your organisation and the technical needs that you know about because you've done that research and been working with it. You have that expertise. The Director of Finance, however, has raised some concerns about the cost. Okay, you've gone back to maybe renegotiate with some of those companies. In the meantime, an independent company approaches the CEO about a new system. The CEO meets with them without your input, but includes the Director of Finance. Between the two of them, they decide to work with this new company. Decision made. You may feel as though you've been bypassed, and it's likely to create a strong emotion. What the CEO has done here is triangulated you by demonstrating that the financial considerations are more important to him here than any of the technical or organisational ones. Triangulation is potentially toxic. It needs to be understood emotionally and handled carefully. It's easy to push it aside, but it is toxic. It always creates drama. If we understand it and we can manage our own place in the triangle, hopefully step out of the triangle, especially when maybe we shouldn't even be there, we can protect ourselves. So what is the Karpman drama triangle? In the Karpman drama triangle, there's a persecutor, there's a victim, there's a saviour. These 3 roles are probably easiest to designate in the first example. Maybe you, the manager giving your monthly report, feel like the victim. Maybe you feel like your co-worker was the persecutor, and hopefully your boss is going to act as your saviour. But hold on a minute here. Your co-worker may see that differently, potentially with themselves as the victim, or even your boss or the company as the victim. and them as the saviour. Not only can everyone in the triangle see their role differently, but roles can shift around at any moment so that you may come to see your boss as the persecutor. Despite all this, the triangle exists while people are playing the roles, and it continues on. The first trick is to figure out immediately which role you feel like you're playing in the moment. That's your personal, emotional response and how you see the others. This is your amygdala's response. And remember, with the amygdala's response, you need to treat it as just an alert. It's just saying, something don't feel safe here. But it's not necessarily totally accurate. So breathe. Stay calm. Get yourself into the right frame. Give yourself a chance for your mind to collect and process more data so you can answer the question, what's actually going on here? Because you want to observe. You want to see your boss's response. Is their response going to be to play the saviour, the persecutor, or even the victim? Or are they going to be clever and step outside of the triangle as a leader? If they don't step outside, you still might need to at some point by using your emotional intelligence skills and your leadership skills. The best route out of the triangle is clarity and in writing and referenced, and accountability as well as listening with curiosity. Take adult responsibility. Know how to communicate your needs with calm assertiveness, in full knowledge that if your needs are not met, you are of value somewhere. Number 1, clarity of SMART goals. Mission statements, objectives, KPIs, service level agreements, all of these, job descriptions, they are all your friends here. Number 2, clarity and positioning of boundaries, roles, remits and responsibilities. What you want to clarify is who will ultimately be accountable when things go wrong. Number 3, clarity of expectations in terms of behaviours. At some point, even if it's not now, your co-worker's behaviour probably does need to be addressed with your boss. Number 4, listening actively to seek solutions and validating all feelings, all emotions and all opinions. Let everyone, including your annoying co-worker, talk and be curious. Ask open questions. Number 5, being clear with yourself when it's time to leave the triangle, but don't take responsibility for what's not yours. Ultimately, let your boss make a bad decision if he needs to. Once you've stated your case, clarify it's his decision. You also have the right to have it on record that you disagree with a decision where it's been taken out of your hands, if your boss happens to agree with your aggressive co-worker. So let's look at example 2. The CEO didn't include you, and your very obvious remit in a decision. But he included the finance director. Like I said, a very clear message. You feel like the victim. Being clear, I don't mean that you are an overly emotional victim. I'm just referencing the triangle. Maybe you're not personally showing that much emotion at all, but your role has been disempowered here. Who's the persecutor here? Easy to get pushed into seeing it as the director of finance, but he was just doing his job. Maybe he did raise issues about the cost of a new system. That's his job. But the real persecutor here is the CEO. They are the one who's affected the balance of power here. It's tricky. The first thing would be to request a meeting with your CEO and explain the concerns and the reasons why you're not happy about not being involved and included in the decision-making around this system. You can explain the potential incongruities and the problems that could arise from inconsistencies and bad fit, And you can explain the expertise you would have brought to the table in the decision making, all the knowledge that you acquired. List it all in writing. Send it as an email. Just for the record, drama triangles are different to triads, which can be, as I've said, effective decision-making teams. In a triad, everyone knows why they're there, what their role is, and what the agreed criteria for success is. The CEO in this scenario could have created a really effective triad, but chose not to. Remember, clarity of roles, responsibilities and remit. Who will be accountable? Clarify objectives, goals, KPIs. Listen and validate all emotions and opinions. Clarify behavioural expectations. Know when, how to step out of the triangle. What would you do in that situation?